Hi, I'm Brad Buckle from Buckle Surfboards, and welcome to my tip of the week. I've spent years shaping boards and running some of the biggest surfboard manufacturing facilities out there, and I know that the right tools make all the difference. That's why I'm here to share my favorite tricks, insights, and pro tips using AkuShaper, so you can design and build better boards faster. Hey guys, today we're going to get into exactly how we put a concave slice into a board. Real bare bones basics here. There's a fair bit more than just plonking a concave in. The rocker kind of wants to be designed while thinking about the concaves that will eventually go into the board, because you're going to be lowering your rail, especially with a single concave. You're going to start lowering your rail drastically. So yeah, you're going to want to start with your board designed with that in mind. So we're going to take a board here which has got a fairly complex set of bottom curves in it. If you have a look at this board, we're running from a fairly flat nose slice here through to a bit of a single concave in the middle, which you can see here, through to a double, through the back end, and then finally out to a bit of V. Now let's just say, for argument's sake, we wanted a single concave right throughout this board. Again, that's oversimplifying things, but we'll show you just how we can achieve it here. The first thing we're going to want to do is be in our slice tab. This allows us to click on the slices. Again, we can see flat up the front, slight single. I've got the horizontal line tool on here so you can see that slight single that's already in it. A little bit of double through to a V. We're going to want to go ahead and delete these slices. This one gone. This tail one gone with the V. You're going to get a little warning shot here which tells you, there it goes, we can't remove this last slice. The software always needs something to tell it fundamentally what the bottom of the board's doing, so that's okay. We know we can't remove that slice. So we're now looking at a board with nothing running through it except the influence from this front nose slice here, which was flat all the time. So we've got a board which is flat the whole way through. Let's go back and put a slice back in. Let's just say we want the slice to line up roughly with this wide point here. The x dimension, or x coordinate, is 910.66, so 910 millimeters we're in. That's from the tail of the board forward. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a slice at 910. You'll see that appear shortly. There it goes. And that slice, disregard this ugly rail. This is all being influenced now from this first slice we put in up the front, or the slice we had up the front existing. We've now basically got a flat board. So yeah, if we go back to the bay, we'll now see that we've got that slice through the mid, more or less dead flat across. No concave, no nothing going on. Now, as we touched, or will touch in another video, there's ways to do it, but basically we're going to click between the 3 points here, 1, 2, 3, these 3 control points out on the rail. If we click somewhere between the triangle that they all form, you'll see them all jump to highlight here. That means they're all selected, and we can then go ahead and use the cursor key, down, 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 to knock them down. We could also use the left click and just drag them down. What that's doing is moving all 3 of those at the same time. We're going to do things in exaggerated form here just so you can see what the actual results are. But let's say we drag it right down, obviously far too much for a normal concave. Then the main handle and control point that you're concerned with, and especially in single concaves, is going to be this one here. This handle, again, let's go to exaggerated movements to really show up what it's doing. This allows the belly of the concave to be altered. So whether it's, more or less a straight line from the rail up, so almost an inverted V you've got going on there, or concaves that are really grippy and tight out toward the edge, or somewhere in between. You've also got some control on this one here. If I cycle through, that was an S key that I just hit there, we'll see we've got the red, and that also allows us some control to the belly. So it's going to be a combination of these two control points and how far down this rail dives. You'll see that rail is represented here by this red line. This is furthest out towards us. This is the lowest point of the rail, and this here is the stringer cut. Again, that can be cycled on here by showing rail lines on or off. Right, so we've now, slice-wise, we've now got a flat slice up the front and a big, deep, exaggerated, let's say ugly in this case, single concave through the middle. If we go back to the bay, we're now going to see that that slice has become a single concave, and that's it there. Now, okay, I can see it bumping up a little bit here, but that's all those subtle little controls that we can do here. We can, you know, if I stack that back, we're going to get rid of that little bump that was in there. And, you know, this yellow control handle off the bottom rail points probably needs some adjusting too. We'll leave that for another day. We've basically now got a single concave that runs right throughout the board. Right, so we could take that to extremes by actually getting rid of, remember we can only have minimum of one slice in the board. So we've got two now, and this one up the front's flat. We could actually go ahead and get rid of that as well. Slice, delete current slice, warning message about to come up. Can't remove the last slice, which is our single, all good. So we've only got one influence bottom curve wise for the entire board. We've got one slice, which we've asked it to be a single. It should flow all the way from the nose to the tail. Back to the bay again. So now you've got it. Of course, it's going to settle out towards the nose and the tail because they're narrower. It's less area for that concave to be acting on. It's far more visible in the wider points of the board, like that. Right, guys, hope that was helpful. Back for another one soon.